Hello everyone, my name is Nyx, and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet an Evil Eye granny square. Now, my original plan for this was to make it into a cute summer dress. However, that quickly failed and I was left with all of these squares, so I think I'm going to turn them into a blanket instead. But once you get the hang of this pattern is really easy and these squares are super quick to work up. So yeah, let's get into it. So for this pattern, you're going to need yarn. You're going to need black, light blue, white, and dark blue yarn, a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, and a small pair of scissors. The yarn brand that I used is I Love This Yarn, and it is a category 4 yarn, I believe. Also, this black yarn, it's recycled, but I'm pretty sure it's the same brand as the others. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start working on our circle. And we're going to start off working on round 1 of our circle with our black yarn. So our first step is we're going to start off with a magic loop. Now, a magic loop is helpful because you can make a circle without a really ugly hole in the middle of it, and it just makes everything look so much smoother. So to start off with a magic loop, you're going to take the tail end of your yarn and you're going to wrap it around your pointer and your middle finger. So pinch the tail end of your yarn like this between your thumb and your fingers. You're gonna wrap it around, and then back where you're pinching it, you're gonna cross it over so it forms an X like that. And then turn your fingers around again, and you should have 2 parallel lines like this. Then you're gonna take your hook. You're going to insert your hook under the first parallel line, grab onto the second, and pull. As you're pulling, twist so that kind of catches. And then the final step to create the magic loop is you're going to grab the working end of your yarn and pull it through the loop you just made. And now your loop is secure. There you go. That's the easiest way I know how to make a magic loop. So this is what our magic loop looks like. And the next step for round 1 is to make 12 double crochet stitches into the circle. So to do that, we need to chain 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Now this counts as our first double crochet stitch. To make our second, you're going to yarn over, insert the hook into the magic loop, yarn over again, pull through 1 time, and now you should have 3 loops on your hook, right? Now you're going to pull through 2 of the loops, and pull through the last 2. And that's our second double crochet stitch. Now you're just going to keep going until you have 12 double crochet stitches again. I'll show you one more time how to do it. So yarn over, insert the hook into the magic loop, yarn over again, pull through once, pull through 2 of the loops, and pull through the last 2. And that's our third double crochet. Now you just keep going until you have a total of 12 crochet stitches. So now we have a total of 12 double crochet stitches into our magic loop. And to finish this off, we're going to take the tail end of the yarn and just pull that tight as it can go. So that finishes off the center of the circle pretty well. And then to close off round 1, you're going to find the third chain in that chain 3 that you made. So it's like 1, 2, and then 3 right here. Let me show you one more time. 1, 2, 3. So right here in this third chain, you're going to do a slip stitch. So insert your hook into that third chain, yarn over, and then pull through both loops on your hook. And that's your round 1 finished. So now what you're going to do, because we're going to have to do a color change, what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the black yarn, so maybe about an inch long tail. So just cut there. And that's round 1 finished. The next color that we're going to be using for round 2 is this light blue yarn. Now, how I do a color change is I loop the yarn around the hook, and then I just pull it through the loop that we left on round 1. So grabbing the 2 tails from both the light blue yarn and the black yarn that we cut off, I'm going to pull those tight, hold on to them, and then I'm going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be our first double crochet stitch in round 2. Now, in the last round, we made 12 crochet stitches. In this round, we're going to be increasing to 24. And how we're going to do that is we're going to crochet 2 double crochet stitches into every stitch. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, right here, let me pull this out. So you see that gap right here? That's the same stitch that we just made our first double crochet stitch in. So to make our first increase, we're going to do a double crochet right into that gap right there. What we're also going to do while we're making our first few increases is we're going to weave in these ends. Now, by weaving in your ends as you go, it makes it a lot easier to finish a project because all of these loose ends are already going to be like woven into the project as you're working, so you won't have to go back and take even longer to make your project look more finished. So you're going to lay the you're going to lay the tail ends of both these yarns across your hook. So right now you have your double crochet, your yarning over, the insert into round 1, and the tail ends. I know this looks like a lot, but don't worry, it's going to make sense real quick. So you're going to grab your yarn, pull through the stitch, and now that secures your tail ends. And you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to continue your double crochets. Pull through 2, pull through 2 again. That's your first increase. So you have 2 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. And you're just going to repeat this around the circle. So yarn over. You're going to go into this next stitch that's right here. I'm trying to make it a little bit clearer. Right here, that's your next stitch. So you're gonna insert into this stitch right here, still grabbing onto your tail ends. Gonna pull through once, pull through two, pull through two again, and back into that same stitch we go. Pull through one, pull through two, pull through three. Now into the third stitch, 2 more increases. Now, usually by the 5th increase, or this would be like maybe the 10th stitch that you made, this is usually when I go ahead and I cut those tail ends. So I just trim them off because now they're woven in and I won't have to deal with them anymore. And you're just going to continue double crochet. You're still going to continue making increases in each stitch until you have 24 stitches total in round 2. Okay, we should have 24 double crochet stitches total, and we're about to finish off round 2. So it's the same way that we just finished round 1, right? We count 1, 2, 3. So the third stitch in the first chain 3 that we made at the start of the round, going to insert our hooks and slip stitch to close off the round. And again, we're going to cut off a tail. And that's the end of round 2. Round 3 is with the white yarn. Shoot. So round 3 is with white yarn. We're going to be doing another increase up to 36 stitches this time around. So again, to start off the round, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull through that loop you left in round 2, grab the tail ends and pull them tight. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be our first double crochet. We're going to do another, we're going to start off with another increase in the same stitch. So again, where you see that gap right there, that's our same stitch. That's going to be our first stitch. We're also going to weave in the tail ends as we go. So, yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, yarn over again, pull through 2, pull through 2 again. That's our first increase. Now we're going to go into the next stitch, but we're just going to do 1 double crochet. So we're not going to do an increase, we're just going to do 1 double crochet. So yarn over. Remember, you're still weaving in your tail ends, and you're going into this next stitch here. Yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over again, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's our third double crochet stitch. Now, in the next stitch, we're going to do another increase. So yarn over, insert, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. yarn over, insert, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now we're just going to repeat this pattern. So it's going to be increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, all the way around the circle until we have a total of 36 stitches. And remember, after, let's say about 8 stitches this time, you can cut off your tail ends. So right now I'm cutting off my tail ends. And then I'm just going to continue crocheting around the circle. So we reached the end of round 3. We should have a total of 36 double crochet stitches around the circle. And we're going to finish off round 3 the same way. So counting 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook into that third chain and slip stitch it shut. Cut off a tail, and that's round 3 done. Round 4, we're going to use our dark blue yarn. So again, to do the color change, you're going to loop your new color around the hook, pull it through the last loop that you left, grab your tail ends, pull them tight, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that looks so pretty on camera, actually. And in this round, we're going to be doing another increase, but this time up to 48 stitches around the circle. So to do that, we're going to once again increase in the same stitch that we have our first chain 3. And that's that stitch right there where you can see a tiny chunk of my finger. So remember, we're going to yarn over. Don't forget, we're still weaving in our tail ends. Insert the hook into that same stitch. Yarn over. Pull through once. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. And that's our increase. Now, we're not going to do in the next 2 stitches, we're going to do 1 double crochet each. And then in the third stitch, we're going to do an increase. So let me show you. Make it a little bit clearer. In the second stitch, right here, we're going to do 1 double crochet. Then in the next stitch here, we're going to do another double crochet. Notice how we're not doing any increases yet. Now we're going to do an increase. So yarn over, insert, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over again, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. So we're going to repeat this pattern. It's increase, increase, 1 double, increase, all around the circle until we have a total of 48 double crochets in round 4. And maybe by the next 2 stitches you can cut off your tail ends. So this is what our eye looks like now, and we are about to finish off round 4. So we're going to close it just like we've done every other time. Count 1, 3. Count 1, 2, 3. We're going to insert a hook into the top chain 3 and slip stitch the circle shut. And that's our eye finished. So we're going to cut off tail. And now we're going to get started on the actual granny square part. But yeah, take a moment to admire the eye. Look at the eye. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous eye. You did good on that eye, guys. You did amazing. So for the square, I like to use black yarn. However, my mom also suggested that you could use white yarn as well if you wanted. But I'm gonna do black yarn because I like black. So again, with the other color, it's just like the other color changes we've done. We're going to pull up a loop, pull through the loop that we last left. We're going to pull our tail ends tight, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, remember that we're making a square, so this one is going to be a little bit wonky. These next few rounds are going to be a little bit wonky, but I'll help you through them. So this is our first double crochet, right? The chain 3. We're going to do another double crochet in the same stitch. So right there, right here. Going to yarn over, and we're weaving in our tail ends. So yarn over, and in that same stitch, insert, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay. So we have 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Now you're going to chain 1, and to do that you just yarn over and pull. So that's to chain 1. In the next stitch you're going to do another increase. So this stitch right here, yarn over, you're going to do another 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Insert, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now what this does is that this is now going to be one corner of the square. Next, we're going to make the side of the square. So what we need to do now is a half double crochet stitch. So to do that, you're going to yarn over, insert into this next stitch right here, and this time it's yarn over, pull through 1. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through all 3. and that's a half double. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make 8 single crochets. So to do a single crochet, you just insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, and you have 2 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over again and pull through both of those loops. One more time. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through both. So that's our second single crochet, and we're going to keep making single crochets until we have 8 total. So that was our third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you haven't cut your tail ends, you can cut them now. So that's our 8 single crochets. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do another half double. So we're going to yarn over, insert a hook into the next stitch, yarn over again, pull through 1, pull through all 3 loops. So that's our first corner and the first side of the square. Now we're going to make the second corner. So to do that, you're going to yarn over. In the next stitch, you're going to do a double crochet. So pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, and you're going to do another double crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over, insert again to the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. You're going to chain 1, and in the next stitch, do another 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. Okay, so that's the second corner of the square done. And you're going to repeat this all the way around until you've reached the last side of the square. So from your double crochets, right, you're going to do a half double, then 8 single crochets, 1 more half double, and then 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles in the next stitch. Okay? So this is what our granny square should look like. At this moment. So here you can see that we have the corners here, and then these are the sides, right? So to close this off, it's going to be the same as we were doing when closing off the circles. You're going to find the third chain, which is here, in your first chain 3, and slip stitch that shut. Now for the final round, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's all going to be double crochets from here. Now, in this stitch right here, not the same stitch that you made the chain 3 in, but this stitch here, the next stitch over, you're going to insert your hook there and do a double crochet. Now in this chain 1 space from the last round, first you're going to do 2 double crochets. So 1, 2. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2, and still in that chain 1 space, you're going to do another 2 double crochets. So 1, 2. Okay, let me explain that again because it always confuses me a little bit. You're going to chain 3 to start the round. In the next stitch, you're going to do a double crochet. Then in the chain 1, all in that chain 1 space from the last round, you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then do another 2 double crochets. And what that does is it's going to continue defining the corners. Now for the next stitch, it can be a little bit difficult because the 2 stitches can kind of block it. So you can kind of like move them over a little bit. This is your next stitch here. What you're going to do now is you're going to do 14 double crochets until you reach this next corner. And then you're going to repeat what you just did in this corner here. So 14 double crochets, and I'll meet you back just for a little bit of a refresher of what to do in this corner. So I'm doing my 14th double crochet now. So that's 14 double crochets, which make up the first side of the square. I've reached my second chain 1 space. So in that chain 1, we're going to do 2 double crochets first. Chain 2. And do another 2 double crochets. Then to get started on the second side, we're going to move these stitches over a little bit so we can expose that next stitch. And we're going to do another 14 double crochets to make up the second side. And we're just going to repeat that pattern until all of our sides and corners are done. Now, one important note about this last side is you're actually going to crochet 12 double crochets. And the reason for that is that you already did 2 of the stitches that are going to be part of the 14 when you started off this row. So if you're counting 12 stitches and you run out of room, that's perfectly fine. You already did your first 2 stitches, so you just got to crochet the rest. And that is our square. To finish off this round, same thing as always. Find your 3rd stitch in your chain 3. Insert your hook and slip stitch it shut. Now to finish off this last bit, you're going to yarn over, pull your yarn through the loop, cut off a tail, and pull that yarn all the way through the loop. And then you're just going to weave in this end here what I like to do is I like to just insert it in random spots and just go front to back, back to front, and just keep going like this until it is completely hidden. And then once I feel like enough of it has been woven in, I'll just snip it off. So I'm pulling that tight. And then I'm just going to cut off that tail end here and cut off this tail end. That was from our magic glue. And that is our evil eye granny square finished. Look at that. So I just remembered that there was one more thing I wanted to show you guys that would be really helpful. And that's how to sew 2 granny squares together. And, you know, if you're done with your granny square, you can always leave it as like a coaster, you know, just leave it alone. But if you wanted to sew it together for like a blanket or something, then I realized this could actually be really helpful for you. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find the 2 sides of the 2 granny squares that best match. So for me, it looks like these 2 fit the best. Then you're going to put one up on top of the other, making sure that the wrong ends of the square are facing out. And you can tell they're the wrong end because you can see all the little snipped ends. So you're going to find the sides that you want to sew, and you're going to need a tapestry needle that's threaded with the same color yarn as the granny square itself. And what you're going to do here is, starting from the corners, you're going to thread the needle in the outside loops of the square. So they're going to be the loops that are directly facing up to you. And you're just going to thread it through like this, right? Then you're going to come back in from the other side. Just sew it like that. So it's super simple. I just thought it might be helpful in case like some of you were planning to make a blanket or some of you were planning to make a bag, and I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So once you're done sewing up your granny square, that's what it looks like. It is, like, this is a really, really good way to attach granny squares together because, like, the seam is barely visible. It looks super good done this way. So after this, you can, like, snip off the extra ends, weave them in. You can probably use, like, whatever length of yarn left over if it's enough to attach more granny squares onto the ends. But yeah, that's just a helpful way to show you what you can do with multiple granny squares. So that is the end of how to crochet an evil eye granny square. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it really helpful. If you have any questions whatsoever, If you're confused about anything, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer as best as I can. This is my first time doing any of this, so I'm really sorry if, like, any part of it left you confused. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you guys sticking around, and hope you have a good day. Bye. Where is the start of my yarn? Oh, I don't know. There it is. There it is. I just broke Spider-Man off. Actually, it was Green Goblin. Green Goblin says hi. I knocked him off the Daily Bugle. I'm very sorry about that, sir. I also don't know how to put your thing back on. We're just gonna leave you like this. Yeah. Yes, I'm struggling with the minifigure. I don't care.